Welcome to March 2020 Energy Trends. I'm Danielle Rama-Hoffman of DivineTransmissions.com. This is Toth with an expanded intergalactic council of light, moving more into the forefront of this divine transmission. We are delighted to be continuing this energy trends conversation in the year of 2020, which is a 4-year. So as we're beginning this transmission, we would invite you to bring your awareness into your heart. And you may choose to close your eyes and simply look down at the heart space and to be taking some breaths, perhaps counting to 4, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Just breathing in equal amounts to the 4. And as you're breathing a little bit more slowly and deeply and counting to the 4, we invite you to open, if you choose, the front, the back, and the sides of your heart center. And you can breathe if you notice that the back or the sides are more or less closed or more or less open. Just breathing into that area, maybe visualizing a color or the energy of appreciation or gratitude helps open the heart. And then as you're ready, tuning into a master cell in the heart. And as you're going into this master cell, visualize, if you choose, the number 4 in this master cell. So it's like you're sending or you're visualizing the 4, you're placing the 4 in the master cell of the heart to unlock divine love, to unlock an awakened state of love. And that as you are breathing this 4 in the master cell, we invite you to ask your field, the space around your body, if it's aligned for you, to widen, to open, to be occupying more space, more space. So 2 codes for 2020, 2 keys for 2020, as we spoke about in the first energy trend for March, are space and love. The space of love. Being the space of love. And part of that space is creating more spaciousness in your system. And love creates more spaciousness in your system because it is inclusive. So have a sense as we're opening here that you're playing with the 4, and you may be asking the 4 to open more the back of the heart, the sides of the heart, or the front of the heart. And just keep your focus on the breath or breathing regularly if you're called. And we'll move into a bit more of the energy trends for this month. So you may choose to stay internal, or you may open your eyes as well. So as this 4 and is reverberating in your system, we want to talk about space, because we know that one of your experiences of the paradigm shift or of consciousness evolving or of awakening or of ascension or of growth, whatever you would call the forward momentum that you're experiencing, that there is this very palpable shift in the experience of time and space. So you have the experience already for some years now that time accelerates and time expands, that linear time doesn't exist in the way that you experienced it in the old paradigm. It is one of the illusions. Now, we know that's a big concept to just bring in briefly, yet we know that if you're tuning in here, you have a sense of what we mean by that. And even if you don't have the sense of what we mean by it from the higher planes or the multidimensional level, you have all experienced time contract and expand. You've experienced 15 minutes that have seemed to hold 15 hours or 15 months worth of experiences and have been very expansive, and you've experienced 15 minutes go by in the wink of an eye. You experience this every night while you sleep. Let's say you sleep for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many hours you sleep. Your experience of those hours is much different than the experience that you have during your waking time. So we're using this example of the expansive nature of time, the multidimensional nature of time, to kind of spiral into space. And that, as we spoke about in the first energy trends, the space of love for March, that space, there's time and space. Space is in dimensions. Space is in occupying your space, your field. That was the opening guidance, to really occupy your heart space, open your space. And space as in, of course, being, giving yourself space, giving yourself space to be. That this year you may notice you have a deeper craving for space. And that space may look like different things depending on who you are. So you may find that you're asking for more space where you're simply being, that you're not engaged in reading or watching or listening, yet you're just being. Maybe you're stargazing, or maybe you're sitting without actively being engaged in an activity. And there may also be a greater focus on different aspects of space, that you're choosing to shift your spatial connection to the digital world and the analog world. So space is many, 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 many things. And what we're also starting to really talk about and roll into in 2020 is an absolute game-changing experience when it comes to space. And you've also experienced this as well, where when there's that saying, there's no time or space, you have an awareness of, and you're seeing this more and more and more through your technology, that you can be connected or interconnected beyond time and space. So this recording is being recorded. Danielle's physical body is in France. It's a certain time of the day in the time zone that she's in. You're listening to it at a different time zone, a different location. And that's an example of no space. You don't have to be physically present in the same room to be experiencing this. So multidimensional space and the space of love recognizes that more and more and more and more and more of your energy in what you would call your body, your mind, your emotions, your incarnated self, the space of your life, is connected to larger units of consciousness or space, multidimensionality. So some of the ways this is spoken about in the conscious communities and the spiritual communities are a jump in dimensions. That this 4-year is the experience of 4-dimensional and beyond living. So when you're living 4-dimensional in 4 dimensions and beyond, you're experiencing yourself in more and more space. So we'd invite you to have an exercise that you do in the next couple of days, if you're called, where you focus on walking. And while you're walking, yes, you're aware of your body, your feet, your knees, your legs, your hips, your hands, your eyes, what you're seeing, you're feeling the air. And we'd invite you to connect to the space around you, that while you're walking, it's like more and more units of consciousness of your awareness are in the immediate space around you. In yoga, that's talked about 9 feet in all dimensions is the size of your aura. Now, that's just one visual to give you. Yet to be more and more and more and more aware of multidimensional space and occupying the space of your unique signature vibrational energy. And that the invitation in 2020 is to be even more aware of what that multidimensional space is. And so we would invite you to involve your beautiful minds here, to think about it. Like we've given some examples of all time is now, or there's multidimensional time. We've given some examples of the multidimensionality of space, where you can be interconnected around the world at different times, yet in the same video conference, for example. And then we would move even more into what the month and the last few weeks in the month of March are really asking for in your system, or the energy trends in your system. Because we know that there's a lot happening in every now moment. There's what you see, what you experience, what you're thinking about. And then there's also, on the level of the quantum field, for example, what you may not be aware of. So this idea of who you're being and what's happening here for you, that's interconnected in a way that someone is across the earth that you may not be talking to physically, yet there's an interconnectedness to that. And so we'd invite you to be more and more and more connected to the energy of space, and to ask for that space to support you. That, as we've spoken about before, you have this awareness of really, well, what is the fabric of creation? The fabric of creation is space. That the cell is made up of space. And that this space is also inviting you to be in even more conscious connection and awareness and communion with that knowing of the greater multidimensionality, So we'd invite you, if you would, to close your eyes, and we bring in some light language to also just create some greater sense of space, enlightenment, lightening up, that when you're feeling heavy, it can feel like there's not a lot of space. Imahan nuhumia nanima, tohoshi stiketina hanti imahantu humia nania komia. Ishtantista hantu humisti, iam pahanta humian kashtista hato humistia. Iam pahantu humianina animista ta atustia. Ishtakotohomia nahanustiba anahanamina. Imahanohomia nastapaaya. Ukoshikatina stakatina ana uminkataomia. Ikata umihista atahomia nahanami katista ata apohokoshtisaya. Ishtahati hinana mahanahomia. Inahanama okoshikatina nama ankoshtisahati akoshikatina. Ishtahati anahanama omia nanamin kati koshikatina nama antustibia koshikatina hanama ankoshti. Habahokoshikatina hanama ankoshikata astipi ikashikoyama ankoshti. Part of the way that you create more space in your system is including any aspects of you that you may be feeling in separation from. Consolidating your energy, pulling it in in a concentrated way. Ishata ipakashti kotonia mania nama onkashti istahata homia kushti stamin katiwa kushti. So as this month also has the spring equinox in it, hamani nanomin katina hanaman kushti katina hanama ianahanami kushti, which is also a very powerful energy day, Hanemin Kashti, every year, yet especially this year, Hanemin Kashti Katina Hanama Antohomiana Anama Kushti Katina Hanama Antiwa Kushti. We're inviting you to focus even more on what will create more space and more support in your life. Hukushi Katina Hanama Ankushti Katina Hanama Kushti. There are many things, Hanyanama Kushti Katina Hanama Kushti, that are outdated, Hanyanama Ananami ways of being, Hikapa Okushi Katina Hanama Kushti, that are simply taking up space. Hanyanama Kushti Katina Hanama Kushti. We know that the spring can also bring in that sense of spring cleaning, Hanamishta Katina Hanama Antohomia Kushti Katina Hanama Kushti, and just noticing how you may have a drawer, for example, that's completely full. Hanami kushti katina hanama kushti. There doesn't seem to be any space in the drawer. Hikushti katina hanama kushti. We'd invite you to symbolically just make some space in that drawer. Tia kushti katina hanama kushti katia. Leave some open space. Hanami kushti katina hanama kushti katina hanama antia hanami sakata akushti katina. Iba kushti katina hanama anomian kushti katista atiwa. Inanama ankushti katina hanama antiwa kushti katia. Atuhumia nahani hi ata antuhumia na anusti katia. And then we'd invite you to notice how there is this support, hami kushti katina hanama kushti, as well in the energy of space, hanimi kushti, the field of infinite possibilities, the space where there's only love and light, Hanamin Kushti Katina Hanama Kushti Stahatiwa Kushti Katina Hanama Aniyama Kushti, and that space, Anima Kushti Katia, is deeply nourishing, it's deeply supportive. Hanamin Kushti Katina Hanama Anahonamin Kushti Katina Hanama Antiwa Kushti, Hikushti Katina Hanama Anahomiana Anama Kushti. So with this exercise of walking and noticing the space around your body, it's a little bit of a switch from having your energy focus, and we're always inviting you to be very focused and present in your body, that as you are incarnated and present in your body and your experience in your incarnation, that also gives you greater access to the energies of your divine self and occupying your field, that it's not about being in the higher dimensions and not being present in your daily life. It's that connection, that combination of the two. Yet, for example, as you're focused normally on this, identifying this as the space that you occupy, and it's almost like in some art, that the way that you can experience the connection to space is that, let's say you have a photo of an apple. And normally the apple is the focus of the photo. And that you can also, in a way, take out the image of the apple, like cut out the apple, so the apple isn't there, but the shape of the apple, the space of the apple is there because of all that's around the apple. If you don't have the space, let's say you have the apple and in the photo, the apple has a background around it that is all white. And you take out the green apple or the yellow apple and you see what's left. The space is what's left. The white is what's left. And so we're inviting you to play with that, because part of living in this new paradigm and part of what you've been up to for a long time and part of what we're up to as well is that which may be perceived as unseen, although many of you see the unseen, is very, 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 very supportive. Sometimes, and at this time in this month, it may even be more supportive than what you're seeing. So to play a little bit with this, maybe you draw something and then you cut it out in a piece of paper so you have the shape of it left, and you're playing with the space around the cutout to bring your awareness to that connection, that support of the space. Good. So as we're bringing this to a place of completion, we are acknowledging that not only is there an acceleration of time, which you've already more or less gotten used to, there's a very rapid acceleration of space, a collapsing of space, multidimensional space. There's a spiral of space. So you'll also be noticing this as well in your daily life. So we invite you to look for it. We invite you to look for it. How there really is this enhancement or this acceleration of your experience of space, and that not only have you grown for a very global connection, yet that there's also a higher dimensional connection that is even beyond that experience of time and space. So as we're completing, you may choose to focus again on the number 4 and opening the heart space, the front, the back, and the sides, and really being the space of you. All is light and love, and we